thanks. We've been there a couple of times, and both kids went there last year on their way down to Granada when we had the family wedding, and yeah, really nice place to visit, lots to do, lots of nice restaurants, blah blah blah. So enjoy that one. We've also G3WR. Thanks very much for coming up, Frank, as ever, and CHB as well. Kieran, we'll see you soon, and let's get together with the XYLs at some point soon as well, and put the world to rights as we do. We haven't done since Christmas. Okay, I am going to swap antennas, and I'm going to say swap antennas, and I will come back on the Vanguard. Right, 1 second, folks. Golf 0 Uniform Kilo November. No idea what frequency I'm on. Let's press this button here. Oh, I'm almost on frequency. I can hear a whistle coming from somewhere. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's that. No, got that one. What's whistling? Oh, the volume's slightly turned up on the 7300 that's on in the corner. 1 second. Turn that down, let's pop that to AM, and then we can see roughly what frequency we're on, and we can move a little bit. Okay. Because I'm in a different place now. I was sitting in the easy chair, for those who know my shack, and now I've had to move across to the to the swivel chair. So WMR's gone, CHB has gone, NOW has gone. Let's see if we can hear Laurie on AM. And if I can't hear Laurie, Mark, you're most likely to hear him. So I will let you pick it up if you can't hear him. But G4FAA, I wonder how you copy Golf 0 Uniform Kilo November. UKM, Golf 4, Fox Alpha, you're trying on 7100 on AM, yeah. So I just replying really on half the things that I can.
Can't see you there, barely, Laurie, being swamped by the net above us.
On FFT, which is amazing. On the other hand, the noise level is appalling on AM. It's pretty bad on hard band anyway, but there we go. Hopefully you'll see from me. I'm running probably a bit more than the usual power, but we'll say no more. UKM on AM 1986.4 from Golf 4 Foxtrot Alpha Australia. Yeah, G4FAA, G0 UKM returning. Well, Laurie, I couldn't copy everything you said. That would be a lie if I said I could. But you were certainly copyable from most of that over. But right on my noise threshold, so I put a set of headphones on. But no doubt Mark JCF was getting you better than I was, so I'll put it round to him. I'm as normal running the KW Vanguard, fed from the Orban 9100 AM Optimod with the Marantz studio microphone. So that's the story this side. Listening to you all on the Yaesu G209 receiver. What I'm going to attempt to do in a future net, but not this net, because I only thought about it today, is I'm going to replace the Yaesu 209 with the national HRO and play around with the HRO with the Vanguard. So that's one for a future net, and I might set that up over the next week or so and ask for some reports. But I think now it goes round to G0FDP, who I think is still with us, and then FDP if you pass it round to JCF. G0FDP in the Cray Valley AM section of the net, G0UKM.
Yep, okay there guys, G0UKM from G0FDP in the Monday morning net, yep, on top there, yep, okay, well actual fact, so Laurie, I knew he was there, very, very faintly, but the noise is getting a bit over the top of it, but that's the only problem I've found with Laurie when he's on the net at the moment, so on AF, but I know he was there, but couldn't actually hear what he was saying properly, even with your headphones on. But going up to you guys, no problem whatsoever. Your car, audio, no problem at all there. As soon as you put the CCC down on the mic, it comes up really loud and clear. No problem at all. I can hear you as easy as anything. No problem there at all. I'm sure that when I pass it down to JCS, I could probably find it's not quite as good because it's not quite as close as you, but you would be better than Laurie would be. So, with that situation, on the AM, I always find that the AM side, when you're talking to Sky, no problem whatsoever. As clear as a bell. So over to M0JCF Mark on AM from G0FDP.
Yeah, G0FDP M0JCF. And just checking Derby. Yeah, I can see my carrier and Derby. And I'll give reports on Derby, and I'll give reports as well. My Derby is a little bit on the, I don't know, there's QSB on the signal, definite QSB. Right, on AM, as expected, Guy, very, very good audio, 5 and 9 plus 30. Laurie, 5 and 9, but the audio wasn't crisp. It was very muffled, but I could hear absolutely every word you said. No problems. Don't need headphones or anything. It was, it was proper conversation quality. Absolutely no problem hearing you. And Frank, you're 5 and 9 plus 15. A little bit variable though, but that might just be the receiver that I'm using. Everyone I can see on Derby SDR. Now, definitely I know there's QSB because Guy was going from lighting it up like a Christmas tree with a really solid central carrier line and nice bright side bands. My one, I'm looking at it now, and I've got a faint carrier line and even fainter side bands. Laurie and Frank, you're both seen on, just about seen on Derby SDR, but there is a lower sideband net around about 1.910, so on 910, and when they come up on Derby, it literally does swamp out Frank and Laurie. Just visually, obviously, if you was up that way listening, I don't know if you would be heard that well. I know for certain myself and Guy probably would be. Well, Guy definitely would be, because he's got the classic, lovely carrier line, and you can see the distinct sidebands as he's speaking. All very interesting, I'm sure, and very boring for other people. But there you go. Running peak. I'm about 35 watts. I'm seeing peak on my whistle. So, I suppose, like if we go by the rule book, I'm a little bit over. But the fact that I've got an antenna that is probably so compromised, the ERP's probably down in the single digits. I don't know. But there you go. I might even sort it out one day. But, me random long wire working as well as it does. And do you know what? I really enjoyed the club last Thursday. I mean, 70 odd people there. Guy, I bet that makes you feel quite jealous, doesn't it? That, you know, a non-radio ham can bring in a crowd like that, but when you want volunteers to go and set up something just down the road, you can hear the crickets. Now, I do say all of that tongue in cheek, because you know, and it has been remarked on, we have got quite a large club membership, but the people holding up their hands when it comes to various, you like, chats and various gigs and that, you know, we're all different. And I know I certainly don't get involved with like field days and that, although I've got involved with your Seven Drew Castle and a few other things, but generally, yeah, I suppose I sometimes duck as well. But there you go, it was just an observation that we managed to fill the hall up. Nice of Paul to sign my book. I've had that book a little while. I got it, I think I got it on Amazon, not Amazon Prime, what was the other one? Amazon Marketplace some time ago. So it was one of those read once, still in perfect condition type things. And I remembered it was in the loft. And I thought, oh, get him to sign it. I did notice he was selling some books there as well. But anyway, I'm rabbiting on, so I'll pass it back to you, Guy. I think I've given all the reports. I've given all the reports of Derby, and I've given an account of myself. G0 UKN M0 JCF in the Cray Valley Top Band Net. Now the last Monday of every month. I say this for the video, and this is the AM section. Over to you, Guy.
G0 UKN returning. Yeah, fine business, Mark. Yeah, the only one who was a difficult copy was was Laurie. I really struggled, but I'm glad you were copying him okay. And I'll pass it back round to you, Laurie, on this one. I'm going to have a play with the selectivity and the crystal filter on you this time, because I was playing with it when I was listening to the other two guys, and it certainly made a difference. But yeah, I've got a full set of coil packs now for the HRO, and I'm going to I'll put the HRO up here.
There's Guy's lovely bright line, and there's that big lower side band neck on net on 1910.
Work as well as this Yaesu 209. The Yaesu 209 just looks the part with the Vanguard, and I do enjoy running the Vanguard with the audio processing, and likewise, Mark, I'm just around 30-35 watts, but the PEP meter literally holds solid when I've got the processor in. I know if the processor's out, it's quite up and down, and I've got to be really careful I don't overmodulate. But at least with the processor in, I've got it in the night position. I've got it tailored for 4 kilohertz, so and I'm watching here, and I'm really not going above sort of 4 or 5 kilohertz. And when I play with this into a dummy load with music running on it, I can literally wind the bandwidth in and out on this thing. But I keep it wound in to a strict 4 kilohertz either side for running on top band, so we don't upset too many people. Right, back round to the top for Laurie for once more round before we call it a night, and I'm going to play with, I've got my headphones on, and I'm going to play with my filters and see what we can get from Laurie. G4FIA in the group, G0 UKN. UKN, Golf 4 Alpha Alpha. That's okay, guys. A bit of a struggle. I couldn't really copy what you were saying on the second over anyway. And for JCF was equal. Everyone else didn't even know they were there. That's where they were. Okay. Thanks for running the net, Guy, and we'll catch up with you down the log. I'm not sure who to hand it over to. just I couldn't hear anything. I'll pass it back to you guys. C0UKM, please. Golf 4 Foxtrot Alpha Alpha, Bravo AM, Monday evening, Nova. G4FAA, G0UKN. I got a bit more of that. As I say, I've been attacking the filters, but your audio is just not clear and not loud, so I don't know what it is. I'll put it round to FDP, G0FDP, G0UKN in the group.
Yep, okay guys, G0UKN from G0FDP. Well, that particular over from Laurie was probably not quite as good as the over previous search, but I could hear a bit more audio last time, but this time it's a bit, as you said, it's a bit more muffled, the audio, and there's a lot of noise on the band as well with it, so I found it very difficult to actually copy what he was trying to say. Now, going back to your particular transmission guys, well, I'm sitting here now, and when you're talking on AM, it sounds very much like to me, you're sitting next door to me, just here. That's how clear your audio is from your system, your setup there. And it's absolutely brilliant, no problem at all. As soon as you put the PCP down, the audio comes through brilliantly clear, no problem whatsoever. And I'm not quite sure whether mine's the same, but I think, what have we got, 5 and 9, just over 5 and 9, and I'm not quite sure what I'm running at the moment. I can't see the dial on the meter very well. It's not very bright in there. Got to take my eyes off that bit at the moment. Anyway, but you're really good signal, guys. No problem at all. Obviously, the mark is not quite as clear as your one, because he's obviously probably the signal strength is not as good as yours, because your signal strength must be 5 and 9 plus 30, 40 up the top, no problem whatsoever. But with Mark, he's probably not giving such a good signal, because there's a little bit of noise on his actual transmission to what your one is. Now that's the difference there. Anyway, over to you, Mark, and I'm actually on 190650. That's the frequency I'm on at the moment. Over to you, Mark,
G0FDP M0JCF. Yeah, my dial shows 1.906 and not quite 7. Yeah, it's just it's way in the middle, but you know, the resolutions of these analog dials is only as good as your eye and as good as the fiddling about. I've got a digital display near me. I mean, I could switch it on and look, but where's the fun when you've got an old analog radio? You want to go analog, don't you? And I mean, the guy knows that the best. Well, there you go. That's I think that's me done for the night. As I say, it was totally unexpected. I just got to finish off my bathroom now. Just floor tiles now. Get the floor tiles and reinstall a new vanity unit and sink, and then replace the toilet. The toilet and the old sink is still in there, but that will be a last minute removal to get the last few tiles down, then all the new gear goes in. I'll have to tell you someday about the trials and tribulations of the shower corner unit. Oh, let's talk about stop start. The last one that we fitted was over 20 years ago. I've been in this house nearly 24 years now, so it was over 20 years ago. And you know, over the years there's a little porosity in the grout, the seal at the bottom, etc. And of course, when I finally lifted up the old shower tray, which weighed as much as me, it was a ceramic one, and yeah, one of the joists had a little bit of rot in it. It had the best part of, I suppose, 10-12 years. We always noticed in the hallway that sometimes if my daughter had left the shower with the water spraying against one of the walls, and I think 10% of it was coming down the wall through the grout, etc. I'd re-grouted many times, I'd resealed many times, but you know, it really, a proper job, it's all got to be taken down. And we've gone this time with those composite type splashbacks and a new shower tray, etc. But there was a lot of gnashing of teeth in between taking the old one out and the new one going in. But you know, I'm a practical man. I got there in the end. As I say, just the finishing touches now. Probably taken a lot longer than it should have done. Certainly if I'd have paid the pounds and got someone else to do it. So anyway, in finality, we'll say thank you again, Guy, for running the net. And I must remember that it's the end of the month for March, and not go sailing into it next week or whenever the first Monday is. So all the best, everyone. Thanks for joining in. Just a further report on Laurie. Yeah, Laurie, you were 5 and 7 that time. So like Frank had said, your signal had dropped slightly. I mean, you're still perfectly readable to me, and as I say, we could have had a long old QSO, but for some reason, your signal strength had dropped off to 7. And but you were still quite muffled. And Frank, as always, your audio is never strong on top band AM. And when I say strong, for someone who I could, not quite spit at your house, I'm sure if I used a strong enough catapult and lots of rubber, I could get a pebble to hit your window. But you're not as strong as I would expect someone to be who is, as the crow flies, half a mile away, something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I'm rambling on, and I was meant to be saying goodbye. So round to you, Guy. I'll make this my final, and I'll say have a good evening, everyone. And thanks again, Guy, for running the net. G0UKN M0JCF in the Cray Valley group.
M0JCF, G0UKM in the group. Well, thanks everybody for joining both the SSB section and the AM section. It's always an absolute pleasure to run this net and to perhaps play with some different aerials and different kit we wouldn't otherwise be playing with. And I've just realised I switched this rig, this Vanguard on, and I have not touched any of the tune controls, the AE coupling, and stupidly I never even checked the anode current and grid drive. The grid drive is actually a little bit low, so there we are. The grid drive should be around about there. The PA current was absolutely fine, but it was just in mod all the time. So I've actually had this thing for test purposes into a dummy load. And it will literally run all day long and not actually get too hot, even running with the processor. So you're pretty much driving the thing as hard as you possibly can. Okay, well, I wish everybody a 7-3 Laurie, and 7-3 to you, Frank, and to you, Mark, on the AM section. Any shortwave listeners we've got up and down the country, 7-3 to you. This is Golf Zero Uniform Kilo November, tying the ribbons on the Cray Valley monthly top banner. Cheers, folks.
Well, thank you to you guys from CVRS Last. Thanks for running the net.
Yeah, Laurie, if you're still listening, it's Mark. I'll send you those messages in the morning. I won't do it at this time of night. I'll send you the messages in the morning. And so M0JCF signing off. I do believe this frequency is clear for use.